Mabuhay pageant fans! Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Hey Adam G, kamusta na kayo? I know, katulad nyo, naiinip na rin kayo for fresh and new updates about where the girls right now as MUP has started locking in their girls for its forthcoming pre-pageant activities leading up to the finale on September 25. Alam ko, I know a lot of you have been complaining why the organization is very quiet and silent about giving updates on its latest whereabouts. Alam nyo kung tutusin, from my point of view, maybe, eto lang this is just my opinion, maybe it is still working out or ironing out some details pa before they finally make it official on their social media platforms. Because let's face it guys, at this time of the pandemic, it's really hard to organize an event. So if ever they might be encountering some problems and unforeseen circumstances or situations, I hope we could all be more understanding and forgiving. Kasama na talaga ang mga aberya sa lahat ng uri ng pagpagplano and organization. And I also hope you guys will become more patient in dealing with this. And I hope you could also become more appreciative whatever they have been doing despite what's happening for a change. Allow the girls and the organization to get settled in first wherever they are. And as I upload this video, ayan na nga, nag-umpisa ng paramdam ang mga Merlies sa kanilang mga Instagram accounts through their selfies after checking in their official hotel a few hours ago while suot-suot ang kanilang mga official sashes. Nakakatuwa, no? Ramdam na ramdam mo talaga sa mga posts nila yung excitement in this competition. Di ko nga alam kung may pa-registration and fittings photoshoot sila in the next few days, but expected ko na yon. Excited na rin ako talaga sa Carnival Queen theme national costume nila in the next few days. So yan, yun yung talaga nagpapa-excite sa akin. However, I also feel bad to read Joanna Rabes' post at the same time that she is backing out from the competition right now due to dengue fever. It's just very sad to hear this, and I hope that she will be able to recover from this very, very soon. So, while we wait for more details about what MUP has in store for us this edition, I decided to finally release my pre-arrival leaderboard. I decided to do this so that I could have a point of comparison from how these girls performed before their lock-in, and by the time how they will showcase themselves during the all-important crucial events next week. I know you are all focused right now on my top picks, on everyone's top picks, to say the least. But maybe we should also focus on the Darkhorses, who I think also deserves to get our attention. My Darkhorses in this leaderboard are the girls who are currently on my top 11 to 15 ranking right now. And I think with the right styling and strategy, they could also do Arabia Mateo and zoom past the front runners and crown spoilers as well. At this point in time, itong top 10 ko sa leaderboard na to, kung nakikita nyo sa pre-arrival leaderboard ko, mukhang strong and consistent na talaga. So, if let's say Janela Quaton, who is at my number 10 right now, suddenly elbows one of my top 5 girls in the finals on September 25, hindi na ako magugulat because I really find girls like Janela, very, very strong and consistent based from what I have seen from her so far. And kasama na rin dito sa grupong to sina Bea Luigi and Mirhan Hipolito na feeling ko everyone also thinks they also have what it takes to go head-to-head with their fellow frontrunners for the crown. Take note fellow frontrunners. I'm no longer seeing these two girls also as Darkhorses but frontrunners na rin as well. Kasi nakikita ko na talaga yung effort nila at yung charisma nila. So, ang dapat natin talaga ngayon tutukan ay yung mga Darkhorses o yung mga girls na pwedeng manggulat talaga sa atin very, very soon. Again, wala na dito sa grupong to sina Mirhan and Bea. So, sino-sino sila? Let's talk about them on this content and what I think they should do in order to make it to the top very, very soon. The first girl on my list is Jasmine Mali from Manila. I really feel strongly about this girl ever since her introduction here in Miss Universe Philippines. For me, she just gives a very strong aura and commanding presence in all her online videos so far. Whether it's her beauty or her strong pasarela skills, we could not get enough of her. Unfortunately, though, the reason why I am ranking her to here on my top 11 to 15 slot is because I find her very stiff in interviews. I hope she could be more natural here, and I think we have seen that when I interviewed her here on my channel. It's just very unfortunate that my interview with her did not resonate so well with you guys here, as you find her very lightweight to the point of blaming me of asking her very, very light questions. Pero ito lang yun guys eh. Do I really have to ask hard-hitting questions just for me to be able to bring out more of their personality, or in this case, Jasmine's personality? 'Di ba? But anyway, having said this, if I were to advise Jasmine right now, I would tell her to focus on strengthening her pasarela and presentation skills further. Because let's face it, this is her strength in the competition, and I feel she has the ability to adapt to any runway. And based on the previous pageants that we have seen recently, like Binibining Pilipinas, may chance talaga siyang pumasok sa top 5 eh, if she will really take her modeling skills to the next level. Pwedeng yung modeling skills niya talaga yung pwedeng manghatak talaga sa sarili niya to get her to top 5, just like how both Meiji and Gabby Bashana did it in Binibining Pilipinas last time. Although both Meiji and Gabby have quite subpar answers during their respective Q&As, it still merited them a runner-up finish. So applying this to Jasmine's case right now, once she gets to top 5, she just needs to loosen up and shake off her nerves by being just herself. Siguro more on my Q&A tips later towards the end of this content kung anong pwede ko rin maipayo kay Jasmine. Next on my list is Kissesdelevane from Masbate. Yes, I am really seeing a lot of potential in this girl to go the distance in this competition. Kisses just has to imbibe her beauty queen aura at this point in time. I know she is the most familiar candidate to everyone, and obviously when you talk about her, what immediately goes to mind is an artista more than a beauty queen. Unfortunately, at this point in time, Kisses has not addressed this problem successfully. Kisses, the artista pa rin ang nakikita ko sa mga galawan niya instead. So for me, she has to work on her aura and styling for the forthcoming prelims, so that once the prelims are closed door judges see her, she will be able to effectively convey the message na beauty queen na ako at hindi na ako artista look. Although we have seen her beauty in her photo shoots, sometimes it feels it's still a hit or miss. And for me talaga, ito na lang talaga ang kulang ni Kisses. Yung stance, yung posture, and right makeup styling, because let's face it, the communication skills and facial beauty are already there. And for me, unti-unti niya na rin ako nako-convince. But to the judges who will give her merit and hasn't seen her yet, she has to convince these people that she is worthy of the title. And ito na lang talaga ang kulang talaga kay Kisses in my opinion. Maybe she could look for her fellow celebrities like Michelle Gumabao, Gaynil Krishnan, or even Megan Young for inspiration, because these girls knew how to turn on that beauty queen switch when they were competing for their respective national pageants. And we all know naman, di ba? Let's take for example Michelle Gumaba, who was competing for MUP last year. We all know Michelle is an athlete, and Gaynil naman this year sa MUP is a newscaster. Pero when they were competing for their pageants, they both channel their beauty queen aura. So naturally, people got more excited about them kasi iba yung nakikita ng mga tao sa kanila. And I hope Kisses will be able to replicate this in the next few days. Next on my list is Karina Balos from Mandaluyong. You know, for me, this girl is really a fresh face who is making MUP such an exciting pageant to cover this year. But I find her inconsistency when it comes to her confidence. When she does her photo shoots, I feel she is at her best element here, as she always conveys fierceness and elegance all the time. However, I cannot say the same thing when it comes to her confidence in interviews. Kasi I feel she seems timid, and that's why I find the disconnect on her image right now. Now that she is doing all these pre-pageant activities with her fellow candidates, I really want her to change or to channel her fierceness in her photo shoots and start to believe in herself that she has what it takes to also win, na kaya niyang makipagsabayan at elbowhan sa mga frontrunners kapag dikit-dikit na sila. Kasi yun na lang talagang napapansin kong kulang kay Corinne, because let's face it, ang labanan na ngayon sa Miss Universe Philippines ay it's more of sino kayang lumaban sa mga Latina in a venue like Thailand or Florida. So, kaya ba niya? Kasi kung pa-sweet and pa-soft pa rin siya in her projections, it might not work anymore. So I would like her to channel her inner fierceness in the next crucial activities, especially sa interview rounds, because I know kayang-kaya naman niya eh. She just needs more confidence. Next on my list is Chella Falconer from Misamis Oriental. You know what? She is one girl who has been doing everything right in this competition, but I just find it quite sad that it is not resonating well with a lot of pageant fans. At this point, no doubt, she is very tall and beautiful, but I find her styling not good or apt for Miss Universe Philippines. Kung meron akong gustong i-transport ngayon sa Miss World Philippines at makipagbardagulan kina Emmanuel, kay Kathleen at kay Gainiel right now, si Chella yon, siya yon. If that makes sense. You know what I mean? Kasi at this point for me, yung galawan niya screams Miss World. And if she wants to go far in MUP, she has to channel her inner Catriona Gray. Because to me, she has this sweet and youthful vibe. And I want her to be bold and fierce as she's competing for Miss Universe after all. Because right now, I sense some reservation or hesitation from her, and I feel that might not work here in MUP na puro paseksihan ng labanan or even paseksihan sa walk. And at this point in time, I hope she could take inspiration from both Rabia and Bella, who successfully transformed themselves for MUP last year, 'di ba? Aminin nyo, 'di ba last year sinasabi nyo Rabia had this Miss World prototype going for her. Bella Ismael naman, on the other hand, sinasabi nyo, she was also perfect for Miss International. But during their time last year, they both transformed themselves in the MUP mold that we were looking for in a winner. Hence, they both ended up in the top 2. So I really hope kaya pa maging palaban ni Chella in the next coming days. And last but not the least is Princess Singh from Pasig City. You know what? She is another girl who has a huge potential here in Miss Universe Philippines, but sadly, it's not translating well. For me, she's a very beautiful and well-spoken girl, and the only problem I am seeing right now is her styling. I hope she can find a styling that will make her look like more Filipina. I understand she has very strong facial features because of her Indian heritage, and so with this, I would love her to tone down her dark makeup and substitute it with a simple and clean makeup instead. Maybe for starters, she could, ditch her contact lenses, those colored contact lenses, as I really find it aggravating the problem. Or maybe she could look for some inspiration from MJ Lastimosa or Gazini Ganados, who has done it before in terms of presenting themselves on photo shoots and appearances. Because at the end of the day, she will be wearing a Filipino sash. Oh, she will be wearing a Philippine sash. And masakit to get bashed if you don't look Filipina with that sash on. And now that I have mentioned my dark horses right now and advised them of improving their aesthetics, I also would like to give an advice to these 5 girls to focus on improving on their Q&As by focusing on nailing personality questions come pageant night. Kasi mas lalo pa lumalabas yung mga personalities ng mga girls kapag tinatanong natin sila ng personality questions eh. Like the way I have been doing it in my interviews. I know you might all be raising your eyebrows by telling me, "Are you sure, Adam? Not the hard-hitting political divisive questions instead?" Yes. yes? The answer is a big yes. Because if you will base it from last year's MUP telecast, MUP did not particularly ask the most hard-hitting political questions. But at the same time, MUP was smart enough to know who has the strongest communication skills based on the questions they ask, which focus more on personality questions. And mind you, only the smartest girls can answer those smartest questions. Remember Michelle Gumaba when she was asked what her favorite app on her phone was? Or Rabia Mateo when she was asked about what for her was the color of a phenomenal woman? Or who is the most inspiring woman for her right now? It really caught people off guard, and as it was so different from what they had expected. So I doubt this year MUP will also ask the girls about their take on the, let's say, formalin issue or the forthcoming elections, diba? Kung meron man, it could probably be related to the Olympics on how Heidelin Diaz was an inspiration to us all. So having said this, at this point in time, apart from focusing on nailing personality questions, maybe these 5 girls could also master their advocacies in more ways than one by answering straight to the point, and if possible, lump it to their Q&As without sounding rehearsed. Given how we had seen it in Miss Universe last time, I think it is no longer necessary coming out with the best answer of them all, but instead having that ability to connect with the judges by being honest and conversational with your thoughts. Kasi for me, the ability to relate to your audience is key nowadays, and what better way to showcase that through your fun personality despite the time limit and pressure, right? So I hope all these 5 girls will take note of what I just said. At this point in time, alam ko, aminado ko, lahat tayong mga fans, even myself, may kanya-kanya ng mga manok kung sinong gusto nilang manalo. And if these 5 girls would like to succeed, showcasing their personalities more in the next days of the contest is the key. Alright? So there you go, guys. What do you think about my latest commentary on these girls? Is it on point or not? May sense ba? Or wala? Well, let me know your thoughts and insights on the comment section down below to see if we are on the same page about these girls. Let me know kung iba ang commentary ko dito sa mga girls na ito by the time prelims is over. Alright guys, see you on my next video. Bye!